Oh my goodness. Okay, that must be the best 5k I've ever got. What's good, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. And in today's video, we're going to be attempting to get the world record on a skewed world. The current record stands at just 24 countries in a row. And the reason that the record sits so low is that the camera is always facing away from the road, which makes rounds that would have otherwise been very easy, very difficult. Before we get into it, guys, people are still grinding on the Mount Gambier road to 0 points. We've had 3 people achieve 2 out of 25,000 scores. That was Fabi, Toxic Gamer, and Tozy. Guys, keep running it up. There's been 30,000 attempts so far. I'm still giving 20 euros to anyone who can get a 1 score and 100 euros to anyone who can get a 0 score. So do go ahead and attempt that. But in the meantime, here we go on the skewed world. Okay, no moving, panning, or zooming. Let's jump into it here, see how we can go. First one here's got a Mexican electricity counter. So this kind of round electricity counter you can see in Mexico, Guatemala, Dominican Republic, maybe Puerto Rico as well, I think. I could definitely see Dominican Republic working quite nicely here. Reason being that the kind of wall around the house doesn't feel that Mexican to me. Turn on the normal compass here to see if we can get any more clues. Doesn't really seem like this one's too helpful. Seems like it honestly might be a little bit south though, but all those countries I mentioned are in the northern hemisphere, so not really too helpful. But I do want to try DR here. I think it's more likely to be DR than Mexico. We'll see though. Well, it's just Mex, unfortunately. That's gonna happen sometimes, guys. But the next one here should just be Iceland, I want to say. House is a bit strange for Iceland, I could admit that. It could be Argentina or something. I think it's Iceland though. Although, just want to run through any other possibilities. Could it be New Zealand even? No, I feel like Argentina and Iceland are more likely. Fence is a bit strange. Sure, I don't think it's Scotland either. I don't know, it's just a bit weird. Like, it's the mountains are too distant for it to be the Faroe Islands. Like, you'd always have the mountains closer to you there. I have to try Iceland here. I think that's what came to mind first, and it is good. I don't know, I should have trusted myself more, but it's a difficult round. Next one here is fairly easy because we can see the bottom of the signpost is painted black, and that's something you only really see in Thailand and Russia. And then with this tall grass, it should just be like central Thailand here, and it was nice. Next one here for 3, we have a Mexican bollard. So yeah, you really want easy starts like this, and that's what we've gotten so far. Next one here, US or Canada. Honestly gives me more of a Canada vibe, but I think I see southern pines in the background. So yeah, I'm gonna say this is US, and it's probably southern as well. Yeah, it is. So there we go. That was a fairly easy seed. Honestly, probably could have got the first one too, but that's okay because we've got 4 in a row here, and that's actually a pretty solid start, all things considered. Next one here is Australia. Now, I think it's probably northern Victoria, just kind of gives me that kind of vibe. Lost a Gen 2 in this region, so I'm gonna click right here, and it was southern Victoria. Wow. I was really expecting to be right there, but hey, we'll take it. We got the state and we got the country. Next one here, we've got like cornfields everywhere. We have a Czechoslovak pole top here. Now, this is interesting because it is very flat. I think Czechia is more likely. You can also see this pole top in Albania, but I think this is too flat for Albania, and then occasionally in Romania. It does kind of look like Romania, but I think just because it is more common in Czechia and Slovakia, we have to go there. And then I think also the landscape is just slightly more Czech, given that it's so flat. But of course, we can always be in this valley here, so we'll see if it's Czechia. And it was, yeah, you basically have to go Czechia there, in my opinion, so it works out nicely for us. Next one here, ooh. So possibilities here with this kind of architecture: Bulgaria, Turkey, North Macedonia. They're basically the main ones. We seem to have Cyrillic here, so that pretty much narrows it down to Bulgaria or North Macedonia. I can't lie, my first thought was North Macedonia. So I'm trying to work out from the reflection of the Google here if there's anything. I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 here, I must say. The fact that it's so overcast kind of reminds me of the winter coverage you get in Bulgaria, especially with this kind of bare tree behind the house. But then again, it could be Skopje as well. I think we have to go Bulgaria though, and it was North Macedonia. I really had that vibe. But I think anyone who's played a lot of Geoguessr will say that Bulgaria probably was, like, you know, it's really hard not to go Bulgaria there, I'll say that much. Anyway, next one here, just an easy Bangladesh, I think, and it was, an inch on there. Next one here is Japan, got the Japanese reflector there. Yeah, let's just move on here. This is fairly easy, I would say. And indeed it was Japan. Okay, so man, A bit disappointed there. It's just so difficult to not go Bulgaria there on that round, in my opinion. It's just, yeah. I'll stop waffling on about it. Next one here is going to be Nigeria. We have these very typical, like, big Nigerian houses, huge roofs. They're very interesting, honestly. Nigerian houses are quite cool. And then we have this, like, kind of bald mountain next to it. So I would say this is somewhere near Abuja. Let's say it might be this mountain here or something. And it was just in this one here, near Kubwa. But yeah, great score there. Let's see if we can get some more good scores on this seed. This is also Nigeria, I think. Almost similar house in the background. Just trying to work out. We do also have a split highway, so I like it for that reason as well. The only concern I have is, could this be Senegal? I think it actually can be Senegal, so I'm trying to work out if this is just a Nigerian house or if this is something else going on. Just the fact this is a Peugeot car made me think of Senegal, because you often see that in Senegal. So, I don't know. It's actually a legitimate toss-up here. I can't really, like, make a good, like, assessment here, I think. It is, like, reddish sand that you often see in Senegal. This little tree here feels rather Senegalese, but then the palm... Okay, we have oil palms in the background. Okay, it is Nigeria. Very good. Had to do some thinking there, but this should be correct now. I think it's, like, somewhere between Enugu and Lagos. Benin City and Enugu area should work. Yeah, it was on that road. There's a big divided highway, the A, whatever it is there. So, yeah, good score again. Not the greatest, though. Next one here just looked like Australia. Trying to think if anything else is possible here. It could be Spain, you know. But the fence kind of feels more New World. So it could be Greece as well, but it's very flat for Greece. I think it's too flat. No, you can get such fences in Spain, I believe. It's interesting. It doesn't quite feel right for Australia, and yet I'm struggling to place it elsewhere. Very interesting 50-50. Honestly, Spain and Australia 50-50 shouldn't really exist. And yet there's something about the fact that the soil is so rocky that doesn't really remind me of Australia so much. So I think I will go Spain here, crazily enough. Is it Argentina or something? I don't know. The fact that we're lacking any poles or houses or, you know, any elevation or anything like that makes this round a lot harder. And it doesn't really feel like an Argentine fence. And as I said, like, it doesn't also fully fit for Australia or Spain, I feel. So kind of interesting here. I will go Spain, and I'm prepared to be wrong. And it was South Africa. That makes sense. Okay, it was a South African fence. I didn't think of it. Yeah, but it makes sense. If it looks like Australia but not quite, then you can often go South Africa pretty safely. Next one here, it's like Lithuania or Latvia. We'll just go Lith, and it was. Yeah, and that type around, just go quickly, especially on 0. Next one here, Southern US. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, give it a like. That would help me out massively in the algorithm and whatnot. Would appreciate it very much. Okay, so there we go. We're on 2. After that, Lithuania and US. Next one here. Oh, this should be easy. We've got a bike lane. That's something you see more so in Western countries. Why did I think of Chile and Switzerland here? It's probably likely to be neither country, but I'm trying to work out exactly what's going on. We have a ton of yachts here, and yet the trees feel like weirdly like southern or northern. Okay, so maybe it's like Canada or maybe even near Alaska or something like that. I could see that working better here. Oh, this is a Pontiac car, so it should be North America. So yeah, is this BC or is it Alaska is my main thought at this point. It does kind of look like Alaska, maybe in one of these towns up here, like Juneau or like Mud Bay or something like that, in that kind of area here. Where can you also get? There's another city in here that you often get sometimes as well. Like, it's not Yangon, I think. I'm trying to think. Maybe Edna Bay has some here. No, I don't think so. I do think it's kind of possible. Okay, let's actually see if we can find the 5K here. It could be that. Ooh, did we cook here, guys? I think the road angle's wrong, but I'm really bad at telling road angle. But look at these harbors here. That fits really nicely. I think we got the 5K here, guys. Ooh, did we? Oh my goodness. Okay, that must be the best 5K I've ever gotten on this map. Have I even ever gotten a 5K on this map? I don't know. Probably not. That's sick. That is... Okay, guys. That was pretty crazy. Next one here. Oh, I feel like this is a repeat or something. Now, what is this fence doing here? I think it might be a South African fence again, you know. It's kind of thin posts running along the side of the road here. Could certainly see it. The ditch almost feels a bit South American, though. So that would probably put us in, like, Argentina or something. The sun seems to be to the north, so that would put us in the southern hemisphere. Obviously fits for both countries here, but nice that we can rule out like kind of Mexico or something like that as well. Yeah, I don't know, it's very rocky. The thing is, I would instantly go South Africa here, and yet this ditch doesn't really fit too nicely in my opinion, so could even be like Peru. I think I might try Argentina here. I just don't recall seeing that in South Africa, even though, yeah, the trees do feel quite South African. You know, it's these types of rounds where you just have to try and really think, does this road feel South African? Maybe not. But then again, the grass does, so like, yeah, it's really conflicting information here in my opinion. I'm trying to think, where would I put it? It's a good idea in this kind of situation when, even if you're only on a 3 streak, you want to get a good score, especially after 5,000. So it's good to think, where would you actually go? So for South Africa, I think it would be somewhere around Pretoria. For Argentina, maybe Cordoba or something like that here, because we need some hills. This is definitely somewhat elevated. That's also what's kind of concerning, because I think the areas that this kind of looks like would be more flat. So maybe I'm just kind of missing something here, and it is Peru or something. What about Brazil? I kind of discounted Brazil. I still don't think this kind of curb is particularly common there, but it could be Brazil. Honestly, Brazil's such an easy country normally that you don't even have to think about what the side of the road looks like, and so it can be difficult to kind of like get into that headspace when you see around like this. I don't know. Still think that Argentina is probably better, and South Africa as well. Gosh, guys, I don't know. This is difficult. It's difficult. I think I will side with the curb here and go Argentina. Let's try it. Nah, it was South Africa. Damn. Near East London there. I would like to know, any South Africans, how common you think that is. And we've got the exact latitude. That's annoying. Yeah, I feel like that's not too common. I could be wrong. But yeah, this one should be US, I thought. Oh wow, South Africa again. Damn. South Africa has actually thrown us some real curveballs today. None of the South Africa, I mean, that was gettable, but none of the previous ones were, in my opinion, or like particularly gettable. So very interesting. Next one here, we got vineyards, and I thought it was Peru. I really hope it's not South Africa, but I think it actually might be just near Santiago here, if we have vineyards, right? It was near La Serena there, but that's still good. Next one here, this one should actually be US, maybe like Yellowstone or something, and it was indeed in New Mexico there. So a very tough round, 2 South Africas that were absolute killers, but we move. Next one here is interesting. Thought of like, I firstly thought of Eswatini, but it's not that. We've got to wrap around the pole here. It's kind of interesting. I don't think it's South Africa, fortunately. Interesting thoughts I had here were like, the pole almost feels Latvia, and the vegetation is interesting, but I almost thought of like France as well here for some reason. Also, the road's a bit raised off the ground. I kind of like that for France as well. I don't know though. A very difficult round here. I'm like, because of the small trees, I'm really struggling to get what kind of vibe the vegetation is here. It could also be like as far north as Sweden, I think. So yeah, it's a difficult round. Honestly, I had that strong French vibe, so I'm just going to try it here. We're on a low streak anyway, and it was actually North America. That makes sense. With the wooden pole, you always got to consider North America with the wooden pole, I think, but for some reason I didn't. Next one here, probably like Tunisia or something like that. It kind of looks like South American architecture, doesn't it, though? So could also be like northern Peru. Of the two, look at this little setup here. Okay, we have Coca-Cola here. Maybe this is Mexico. Sun seems to be more southern, slightly. So yeah, we'll try Mexico with the Coca-Cola meta. Oh, and it was Tunisia. Damn. I actually thought when I saw the Coca-Cola that it would just be correct, but, you know, obviously Coca-Cola is drunk everywhere. It's just really common in Mexico. Next one here. These almost looks like Russian number plates, but no, we do have a blue strip. So it's probably just Turkey then, I imagine. Well, not a really bad score so far. Ankara, it feels like a big city with this huge highway, and yet it doesn't really feel like Ankara to me, so maybe I'll go Kayseri, Konya. Let's go Konya here. Let's try that. It was instead in this one. That's fine, though. It was right downtown there. Next one here. Oh my gosh, my least favorite type around here. I'm just going to go New Zealand. It's probably Colombia, though. We'll see. And it was actually in Germany there. Oh no, Austria. Interesting. I wonder if Germany's in this map. By the way, we're on 3,700 points. Gosh, we fell from grace after that terrific start. And this last one here is also, I mean, we're definitely going to get it here because it's Southeast Asia, but we're going to get some more points. But we have a Norfolk pine here. I think it looked most like Malaysia. And yet there's only very select points in Malaysia that this could be like somewhere up here. I think Kudat had some like, yeah, resorts. I feel like it kind of looks like that. But it could be Philippines, obviously, with this many palms. It's always kind of likely. I'm just gonna go, guys. We're on 0. Let's just see what it is. And okay, oh no, it was in Samoa. So we got a 3,800 score. Oh my gosh, and that was with a good turkey guess as well. I'm just gonna chalk that up to like a lack of trying, but oof, that was less points than we got in the single Alaska round before. But okay, next one here. Yeah, this is maybe Turkey. I mean Spain or southern Italy. Dry mountains, kind of olive trees. I think Spain is more likely, but I can really see the boot of Italy working here as well. And it was Greece, okay. Interesting, always possible, I suppose. Next one here, double guardrails. Kind of common in Italy, and yes, Turkey has them quite often as well. We've got red reflectors here. I'm trying to think what Italy has. I think they use red ones. Yeah, so would say it's good. We have like a metallic pole here though. Ooh. The plot thickens. I don't really know if that, yeah, I think it may feel, the holes in it as well, may feel a bit Turkish here. I'm going Turkey. I see a lot of tin roofs as well. Would feel a bit weird for Italy. Was Bulgaria. That makes sense. Yeah, I think Bulgarian ones might have the holes in it like that. I don't know exactly how it works. And that one was pretty much US or Canada, but I just went straight for it. This one also has the same toss-up, but I think it feels more US. Dirt road's a bit interesting. Still think it's more US though. And it was South Dakota there. Very nice. Next one here. Wooden poles are interesting here. Could this be Germany? Could be. Yeah, I just don't really recognize these for anything. I think they've got weird pole tops. I'm gonna try Germany here. Not entirely sure, we'll see. And it was just in Slovenia there. That makes sense, I guess. So definitely a better round than last time, but still pretty subpar with a few Europe misses there. In fact, all of them in Europe were missing. Next one here, southern Argentina, presumably. This feels like Patagonian mountains of some kind. Let's just go over here, but really not sure. Can I please stop doing that? I don't know, I have not played much Geoguessr recently, but that's pretty shameful. This one is interesting. Okay, let me cook. These houses feel North American, right? If it was North America, I would be thinking like Bay Area or something like that, but I have a weird feeling this is like in Europe. You have some really interesting suburbs of Istanbul that kind of look American style. I could see that, especially with this curb. Alternatively, it could be like a weird like Southern Polish city or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, the 23 on the gate here definitely looks North American, right? They kind of look like the house from Up, the one with the, like, gets attached to the balloons or whatever. But, and there is a skyscraper there. This is really interesting, because the curb just doesn't feel American, right? So, oh man. It's like San Francisco or Europe, I swear. I know this is so silly, and we're already on a 0 score as well, but I want to try Istanbul here. Screw it, I'm doing it. Let's go. Okay, Stockholm. Oh, okay, well that's at least, you know, at least we didn't go North America. That's a really interesting neighborhood there then. Yeah, I don't know. That didn't feel like, it's not Swedish architecture, right? It's more like North American, I would say. But yeah, Swedes in the comments, tell me what you think. Okay, impossible round here. We have a very wide blur though. It's not Japan, so I guess we might try Sri Lanka? I don't know. Didn't look like Sri Lanka, to be honest. Just had to use the meta there. Next one here, Greece maybe? Yeah, tall wooden poles. I would say it's Greece. Let's go like this. And it was Greece, nice. Next one here, Australia, somewhere near Perth. We have that sloped curb, which is so typical of the Perth area. And it was Perth. Okay, so redeeming end to that seed, we had 3 close guesses after a really poor start. Wow, we had a really bad 7 rounds in a row there before, but let's bounce back. Let's at least get a decent streak to end off this video. Here we have like a bunch of palms, some volcanic soil. It's kind of, or maybe just burnt actually. It reminded me of Nigeria immediately, especially the poor air quality. I feel like this is southern Nigeria. What else is possible? I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it here, guys. Like, I have the strong vibe. I'm gonna go in Owerri, and it was Owerri. Okay, very nice. Getting a bit of redemption here. That's what we like to see. Next one here. Flat, kind of, interesting. Like, it might be a bit of like sugarcane grown here. Are we in a valley here? because I do think this could be the Kali Valley here, where you do get a lot of sugarcane being grown. Also, like, you can get some like distinctively flat areas considering that it's Colombia. So we could be looking at these kind of smaller hills here. Maybe, I mean, these might be even a bit too big, but then like kind of the bigger mountains off to the distance here on the east. So I might try that, to be honest. I think it's a decent shout. Colombia is just so common on like this map, so I feel like it's a good shout for that reason too. I don't think of anything better, so I'm gonna give it a go. Let's see if we're right. And it was, man. Guys, I'm like 0 or hero today. It's like no in between. It's crazy. Okay, what's next? Let me cook. We got a bit of... So what's going on that number plate? I think it is a blue strip. Let's just be objective about these buildings, though. That's interesting. Almost Italian looking there. Forward focus, interesting. Certainly could be Italy. Bunch of like different trees here. These do feel a bit Mediterranean, to be fair. Very blue water. And the greenhouse, it's a bit strange here. It is a bit strange. So I think maybe there was also no blue strip, and maybe this could be Croatia. That's the other option here. I think it's Italy or Croatia for my money. So maybe it's a weird thought, but I did kind of think of one of these islands, like this island potentially. If it was, we could probably 5k it, but we have like a big factory here to our south. So I feel like you wouldn't put a factory on this island, to be fair. Malta? What about Malta? I don't think Malta would ever have a greenhouse like that, so I think I can rule that out here. What about Albania? I don't hate Albania. I mean, it would be a very like rich looking Albania, but to be fair, it is a very strange round. Like, we're not really looking at too much here. I was just kind of looking here, seeing if I could see anything else, and I think that might be a holy pole in the background. This is very, very distant, but it does give me the air that it's thicker at the bottom. Now, the problem is that Italian poles in themselves are relatively thick with a double C, and Albanian ones can be too, but I'm just trying to see if I could think, would this architecture actually be, same with Croatia to be honest, but would this architecture actually be in Romania? I don't think so. I think it feels too Mediterranean, I want to say. So we've got South Ocean here. Again, South Ocean not really fitting that well unless we were like right here. Could be. It's not out of the question, you know, but I think I have to say, well, the thing is the Greeks also, you know, populated that area very long ago, but I don't know if there's any lasting Mediterranean influence there. To be fair, it's not that far, but no, I have to say it's not. I think it's not. So then what's the thick pole doing? Maybe it is Croatian? Yeah, it's like, honestly, I feel like there might not be a blue strip there, so I might try Croatia here. Let's go for a crazy guess again. Problem is the whole coast is so like touristy. I don't really know where you'd put a factory like this. I don't know. Like all the places that are like particularly populated have just really nice beaches instead of whatever's going on here. It's a bit of a monstrosity. What about a place called Murta? It seems like it might not be. I don't know. Like, yeah, every place I zoom in on here doesn't really fill me with confidence, the fact that it's so touristy, you know. And then you wouldn't really build like something like that on the islands, I feel. So yeah, I don't know. I'll go near Zadar here. I'll pick just a random place near Zadar, but not entirely confident here. And it was. Let's freaking go, dude. That was not an easy round, to be honest. So again, pulling a really nice score. Let's go. Next one here. Tunisia came to mind at first. We do have distant hills. That's okay though. It's a lot of litter, and I think that feels relatively good as well. I don't think it was Jordan, though I couldn't be sure about that. Yeah, trees feel rather Tunisian. The problem is I don't fully recognize this round. It's a bit dry to be all the way north, and yet I don't really see where else it would be. Maybe it could be like these hills down here near Gabez. That's actually possible here. I don't mind that at all. And we see those mountains over there directly east, so that actually might be a bit too strange. I don't really know how close the mountains are here, but they would normally be west, I assume. So that's a bit annoying, I must say. Maybe this is further north then. I think we'd commit to more of this area here. But then I don't really know where those hills are. What about this area? Do we get any hills? I think it's pretty much dead flat, right? So I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong country. I just really got the strong Tunisia vibe. So I'm just gonna hit it north here, we'll see. And it was right there. Gosh, guys, I really am unstoppable on this seed. We can get 24k here. Not to mention we can get my best ever score. Man, I could have gotten closer on Croatia as well, but let's put that behind us anyway. So we've got a difficult one here. The road is really pale. I'm noticing that just right down the bottom here. So maybe Greece could make sense here. It's very like southern like vegetation. It feels very warm. I don't think it's gonna be north of Bulgaria myself. So like Italy could work here, Greece. I don't even think Albania quite works. I would like to say not, but I could see Serbia. I do think Serbia is actually in the question here. The problem is, yeah, the really pale road. I think maybe feeling a bit more Greek, Turkish is still possible here. I could see it maybe being like anywhere along the coast here as a decent possibility. The trees here are really interesting. That's like a kind of a metallic pole. I don't know. I honestly can see Serbia working really nicely here. The problem is the road is really pale, but we only see a tiny bit of it, so that's also really a tough call to make. I just really want to complete the narrative here because we had my worst ever game, and if I could get my best ever one, which I definitely know we're on pace for, then that would just be so crazy. Okay, one good thing is, I thought we saw a metallic pole here. This is just leaves. I've investigated that, so that's fine. I don't know, guys. I'm weighing up a bunch of stuff here. I think that actually this island here, the Patras Island, is the best. I think that looks most like what it is. I could see something on the boot of Italy as being vaguely possible. Spain is a vague possibility, just covering my bases here. Southern Serbia, I still kind of like. I don't think it's North Macedonia, though. I could see Bulgaria and Turkey both working here. I think Greece is overall the best shout. And then, yeah, Albania is still possible as well. So, let's try it here. And it was actually Serbia. Man, I had that vibe pretty strong. But unfortunately, we don't make it work there. So there we go, 22.8, still a very respectable score to come back there with, and that is going to be the end of the video, guys. A really interesting one. Didn't really feel like we were ever going to get close to the world record there, but we had some really standout rounds. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.